9-7 Linear, Quadratic, and Exponential Models. We have three different sets of points listed here. We can tell which type of model they fit under by finding the difference. So on this first set, when I subtracted 1.5 minus 1, the difference was 0.5. 2 minus 0.5, again 0.5. 2.5 minus 2, 0.5. 3 minus 2.5, again 0.5. This means in this first column, they all matched up. It also means that the equation is a y equals x to the first power type of equation. If I subtract and I don't get the same numbers all the way through, so 0 minus 5 is negative 5, negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3, negative 4 minus 3, and again that was negative 4 minus a negative 3, so negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1, negative 3 minus a negative 4, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1, 0 minus negative 3, 0 plus 3 is 3, 5 minus 0 is 5. It didn't work in my first column, so I do it again. 5 minus 3 is 2, 3 minus 1 is 2, 1 minus a negative 1 is 1 plus 1, which is 2. Negative 1 minus a negative 3 is negative 1 plus 3, which is 2. Negative 3 minus negative 5 is negative 3 plus 5, which again is 2. So when this happens in my second column, it means I have an equation that is a y equals x squared equation. If I subtract and the second one wasn't all the same, I could subtract again and I would end up with possibility of a y equals x cubed function. Sometimes when you subtract, though, they aren't all the same and it never makes the same pattern. Sometimes instead of finding the difference, you actually have to divide the two and find the quotient. In this one, if I take 8 divided by 4, I get 2. 4 divided by 2, I get 2. 2 divided by 1, 2. 1 divided by 1/2 is the same as 1 times 2 over 1, so it's 2. 1/2 divided by 1/4 is the same as 1/2 times 4 over 1, which is 2. And 1/4 divided by 1/8 is the same as 1/4 times 8 over 4 now is 2. They all are the same all the way down. This type of equation is the y equals ab to the x. It's an exponential notation. So we can write each equation y equals x to the 1, y equals x squared, y equals ab to the x. We can also put these into our graphing calculator and find out what type of equation they are. So I'm going to use the same exact numbers, but this time put it in the graphing calculator. First, when you're doing a set of numbers that are going to be in two lists, you have to make sure your stat plot is on. See, it's second, y equals key. And then we hit enter again to turn it on. I can go second mode to get out of that. To be able to put the lists in, I have to go to my stat key, enter. I want it to make sure it says edit, enter again. I can put my two lists in. If there's numbers already in my list, I can clear it by using my up arrow, clear, enter, and that whole list is cleared. Go over to the right, up arrow, clear, enter, second list is cleared. So now we can put our numbers into our calculator. Our x values go under list 1, y values list 2, So I can go negative. Make sure you're hitting the negative sign with the 2, enter, -1, enter, 0, enter, 1, enter, 2, enter. And we now have all my x values entered. Now I can do the same, use my right arrow for the second column, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. I can hit my graph, and I see that they are now graphed. When I hit my Stat key again, go over to Calc, I have choices of different types of equations we can come up with, our linear, our quadratic, and if I keep scrolling down, I get down on 10 to my exponential. First one I want to check is my linear. When I look down and I see my r squared equals 1 and r equals 1, those are my coefficients, correlation coefficients, that tell me this is closest to 1. This is a good equation. I already knew it was going to be a y equals x. So now I write the equation. Y equals, my a is 0.5, and my b is 2. So I have the equation y equals 0.5x plus 2. So now I want to do my second equation. I know it's an x squared equation. I have to go through the same thing. Hit my Stat key, edit. I can put all these numbers in, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Right arrow, scroll up to the top. 5, enter, 0, enter, -3, -4, -3, 0, 5. And now I can just hit my Stat key, go over Calc. I know this has to be a quadratic regression. Again, I enter twice, and it gives me my equation. It gives me y equals, my a is 1, x squared, plus my b is 0x, and my c is -4. So I get an equation y equals x squared minus 4.